Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we are in Zulthus' game once more. Well, not entirely Zulthus' game, but rather a very primitive version of Zulthus' game. As you can see, we are here with a very old version of Mikasa and a very old version of Shiganshina. So here you can see the river. Interestingly enough, this version of Shiganshina does actually have an attack animation. I think you have to be jumping when you do it. So there you go. It looks something like that. And there's also a sprint and a walk difference. So I found that pretty interesting that Zulthus managed to drop that in the end. In earlier versions, he actually had first person and stuff, which I find super interesting. But yeah, this is what Zulthus' game used to look like a long time ago. Like you can see, this clock tower is pretty unclock tower-ish, if you know what I mean. It's just kind of like very unpolished brick, and all of these buildings are exactly the same, just resized and made to look vaguely like Shiganshina. Yeah, there's not much to say. I'm just gonna walk around a bit and let you guys see the place for yourself, and then I'll probably take you outside just like I did last video. But apart from that, I don't know, there's not much to this place. All clock towers and all that, not that much of a big deal. Her running animation is even worse than it was in game the last time we were playing it, so obviously Zulthus has been improving it a lot. And because this character model in general has or the character models in general have been improved a lot. Zulthus did post on the forums a while ago a comparison between what Petra looked like, his current project looks like, and what Mikasa looks like in this state right here, this state. And you know, it's a pretty interesting comparison. Anyway, this part right here I always found to be very Attack on Titan-ish. Like the very first time we see Hanji, I always thought that this area kind of looked like that one scene. Which is always interesting, you know. By the way, it's kind of interesting that Zulthus started off at the top of a clock tower, mainly because he's actually still doing that in his current version of the game. The clock tower, we're still standing inside a clock tower, and we get to see like the gate opening. And I don't know, I guess he just like standing on clock towers or something. I don't know how much bigger this version of Shiganshina is compared to what we have right now in Zulthus' game, but I don't think it's that much bigger, or it doesn't feel that much bigger. Oh, sorry, it does feel a lot bigger, but I can't really tell. Mainly because the walls, mainly because there's a lot that's changed, like with terrain deformation and all that. And the river areas changed, and how the buildings have changed, and everything's kind of changed. So yeah, it's kind of hard to put it at the same scale anymore. I mean, it certainly looks very nice, but yeah, I think I definitely know which version I prefer. This is the part where I pretend to be the Survey Corps. And then I'm part of the group leading the charge outside to the outside world. But yeah, so yeah, we are just crossing under the shadow of the gate, and we are in the outside world. As you can see, the terrain is a lot more hilly and deformed, as it were. You know, there's these really big mountains that you can actually climb on. Like I don't think there's any range to how far you can run, because I was running a long time ago. I used to just like run and run just in a straight line from outside the gate. But yeah, he's changed the way this entire place looks now. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna run off to the side here, because I kind of want to show you guys the rest of the walls, because there are walls behind Shiganshina in this version, and that should be pretty interesting to show you guys. Well, it's gonna be a long run though. this isn't even like the earliest versions. Like even before this, there used to be a colossal titan, or not an entire colossal titan, but there used to be the head of a colossal titan at the top of the walls. And then even before that, there were some really primitive buildings that Zulthus made in his like free time or whatever. And now, you know, that all of that has kind of developed into this very big game for him. And you know, he's been getting a fair amount of support. He's been getting a fair amount of support from, you know, the various Attack on Titan tribute game groups that have cropped up. You know, there's the Facebook group, and they have, you know, they've given him a fair amount of attention. And of course, he pretty much made his name in the Attack on Titan tribute game, Attack on Titan tribute game official forums. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how people get this kind of support, and how they just kind of grow from someone who likes doing what they do to someone who's devoted into, you know, building on what other people say they really like about what they've done, if that makes any sense. I still can't get over Mikasa's freaking duck run, like with her butt stuck up and everything. It just seems so weird. And that jump animation is still pretty. That jump animation is pretty ancient by now. I can't wait to see what Zulthus' next update will be, because I'm pretty confident that's the one where 3DMG will be. I'm pretty confident that's the one where all the buildings will be completely revamped. And you know, it'll pretty much look like Shiganshina a lot more than, well, this, but also all of his previous versions as well. So I'm really excited for that. Anyway, we are coming to the top of this big hill. That looks weird. It's the Matrix. But yeah, here we come, and I'll just no spoilers. I'll just go to the top of this hill first. See, I'm pretty sure you can get to like the top of that mountain as well, which is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting top. Anyway, I think this is the top, and hey presto, walls. The very wall, such protection. Oh. Calm yourself. Is she falling? Okay. Sorry guys, I wasn't actually pressing forward there, and it just kept walking and walking, so I got a bit scared. But yeah, this is Shiganshina outside, from the outside, which you've only ever seen like a couple of times. It's like one of the rarest shots that you'll ever get, but yeah, it's quite a view, to be honest. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to show you guys. There isn't much else to show here, mainly because Zulthus has been updating the game to its current state from this, you know, pretty crappy version of Shiganshina. No offense to Zulthus, I did really like this experience when it was novel, but now that we know what Zulthus can actually do, there's no point to playing this very much. So I don't know if you can salute. Probably can't. No, you can't, never mind. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.